welcome to This Is Sport. My name is Jake Hamilton, and we have a really special guest today out of England. He's a light heavyweight competitor in the Bellator MMA competition. Please welcome Linton Vassell.
Hey, what's up, man? You good?
I'm good, thanks, mate. I'm good. So just quickly, I just want to ask, and just for everyone who's listening today, you're in the light heavyweight division. How did you manage to get into MMA? How did it come about for you?
It's a long story, but I'll shorten it up. I've got a friend, Cliff Hall, and he was competing in middleweight doing mixed martial arts. Right. And where he was training, he's always talking about me, saying I've got a big friend who'd be really good at training. He likes, because I love WWE and stuff.
Yeah.
And he kept talking about me to my coach, who still teaches me every now and then when I'm back in England. And he said, "Yeah, come to the gym." So eventually, I went to the gym after probably about a year or two of actually saying no, and I just sort of fell in love with it. I picked it up very quick. I was picking people up, subbing them, choking them out, and these were like pros that had been training for a number of years. And this is my first session there. So obviously, you know, in myself, I knew I had something, and the coach was very impressed. So he was like, "Yeah, come back." And that's what happened. Like 11 years later, I'm still doing something that I never thought I would even, think twice about.
Yeah, you're doing something you love, which is great.
Yes. And so it is funny how I fell into it, because I say I was never a fighter outside the cage. It wasn't like I went around and I was always fighting. It's just like I like the competitiveness about it, and just sort of fell into it.
Right, yeah. So you like the physical competition between everyone. Obviously, it's amazing competition. It's pretty much putting your strength on the line.
Who's stronger? Who's smarter? Who's got the more technique? You know what I mean? Who can come up with a game plan to beat someone? Pretty much. And I love to win, so what a better way to do it than actually against each other.
Exactly, mate. And how did you get into Bellator? From when you started, how did you get from there into the Bellator competition?
So we have an event called UC MMA, and I'd racked up a number of wins. I think it was maybe 9 or 10, and I was the current champion at the time on UC MMA, and basically it was pretty much I was one fight away from either signing to a big promotion. And my next opponent at the time was Zel Galicic. He'd fought like Sakuraba. He'd been in the Bellator cage himself. He'd fought Attila Vague. So, he'd been around. He'd fought some big names. I think he was like a 5-time world-time kickboxing champion. And that was my opponent. I was an underdog for that. And pretty much if I won that fight, I would be going to either Bellator or somewhere else. And that's what happened. I beat him in good fashion, and Bellator signed me up.
Brilliant, man. Wow. It's amazing how it sort of comes about, and it's sort of, it works its plan. How did the nickname The Swarm come about?
The Swarm actually came about probably, I'm going to say I was probably about 4 or 5 fights in. And at the time, one of my sponsors was watching my fights, and he asked me what my name was. And I said I didn't have a fight name. And he's like, "How about The Swarm?" And I wasn't feeling The Swarm at all. I was like, I don't know. And then, I think I had a couple more fights. And then I sort of thought, that's what I'm doing to people. I'm actually taking them down, and then they're not getting up. I'm pretty much swarming them. And one day, one of the MCs, the ring announcer, actually said, "What's your fight name?" And I thought, fuck it. I'm sorry for swearing. I just thought, you know what? I'm just gonna go out there. I said, The Swarm, and that was it. It stuck, and as you say, that's my name. I do that to people. Yeah. You know what I mean? People aren't getting up. So I love that name now.
It's different. It's unique. It's
yes.
It's out there. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
what would you say would be a day in the life for you? What's a day in the life for Linton Vassell from start to finish, including like your training schedule and stuff like that?
So I usually wake up about 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'll eat my breakfast. I have my protein by Legion Athletics. And then I'll start training at 10:30. So I'll get to the gym probably about 30 minutes before that. So about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Warm up. We'll do the first practice, say for instance, that would probably be, say for on Tuesday, that would be sparring. So we'd do some drills and then we'd actually spar, head home. I'd have some food, go to sleep, have a little power nap, and then go back to training again. It'd either be maybe some strength conditioning. So it'd either be lifting, like using kettlebells, using doing your own body weight, like like stuff like high knees, explosive stuff, sprint and sprawls, all that type of stuff, lifting, and then that'd be it for the day, and then head back home, cook some more food, and then hit the day the next day. So it's for me, it's two training a day. I do. I try not to do any more than that.
Right. What so far would you say is your best moment? You know, your highlight moment of your career so far?
I'm gonna say the British invasion. I've always wanted to fight for my country.
Yes.
And we did UK versus America, the British invasion, and it was amazing, and actually to get to fight for my country on in America, and we won as well. So that's definitely my highlight.
Awesome.
In my MMA career, because I'd always watch M1 Global. I don't know if you remember that.
M1 Global, yes, I do. Yeah.
And they'd have countries versus each other, and I was always I'd like to be on that. That'd be good. Exactly. I never got to go on that, but I did Bellator, so yeah. I did better, should I say? So yeah, that's definitely my highlight of my MMA career.
Yeah, because fighting is such an individual sport. Although you do have team and stuff backing you, it's an individual. You're the only one at a time. So to be able to represent your country, it's not often that you get to in the fight game. So the fact that you were able to, that's a real proud moment, man. It's definitely something to remember. And
yeah, definitely. I said I've always wanted to do it. So to fight for my country, and to say you're the person that's got to do it. Yeah, you're a team, but you're the one that has to go out there and actually do the business.
Exactly, man. Yeah. So what's next for Linton Vassell? I mean, you've got a solid record of 18-6. What's next? Where from here are you going to be in 2 to 3 years, would you say?
I'm still not finished like with this light heavyweight business. I still want to fight heavyweight. That's still an option. Light heavyweight and heavyweight. As I say, I've had 2 cracks at light heavyweight now at the title, but I'm not that guy to give up. Yeah. I could have 10 cracks at it and I'll still be at it, but I'm still going for that. And say heavyweight, I still want some fights in heavyweight. I think there's some big fights in there for me, and they're still not a champion. I know they're crowning the champion. Hopefully, I don't want to wish bad health on anyone, but if someone does get injured, my name's thrown in the hat. So hopefully I'll get that alternate spot. So in 2 to 3 years, as I say, I want to be the champion, light heavyweight and heavyweight, dual champion.
Wow, yeah, that's amazing. That's a really solid goal, man.
Yeah, and so if they aim for these goals, you're never going to go anywhere in life, and that's what I want to be. I want to be a champion. I want to be Bellator champion. I say I've been so close, but I haven't got there yet. And I say I'm just going back to the gym and correcting these wrongs. I went back and watched the Bader fight. I've seen some holes that I did wrong. Go back and correct them.
Exactly. That's all. That's all you can do, man. I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing you fight again.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining today, mate. It's been great having you on the show, and it's interesting to see where you want to go from here and how you actually got into the sport. It's always interesting to find out some of the questions that you don't necessarily get to ask professional fighters and things like that every day. So thanks for that opportunity, mate. And I hope to speak to you again soon in the future.
No trouble, not at all.
They know the debate was suicide. Too deep when I